Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 60 of Guess the Trade. Today is going to be a reload episode, so that's where we go back and look at someone where we've already guessed their trade. We already know what they do. We've already seen a loadout from them before in a previous Guess the Trade, but they have a new setup or something along those lines that we're going to take a look at, see what we can learn from it, see if we've got questions. Maybe they got a new tool that we're interested in. That's what we're going to do today, but before we jump into that, let's talk about episode 59 where we looked at Carlos Davila's holstery Joey pouch, also some M12 tools, and a little bit of his van setup. We saw several pack-out drawers and things like that. Well, what was it that he did with those tools? Well, A-Rod guessed in the comment section that he either worked for Dish Network or for DirecTV, and then Carlos responded back to him that he worked for DirecTV. So many of you guessed that right on. Many said cable installer. A lot of you said satellite dish installer. Some of you specifically said DirecTV. So many of you were guessing right along the lines of exactly what it is that he does. In fact, he was probably the most correct guessed episode that maybe we've had so far. I don't know that for sure. I'm just kind of guessing on that. But again, appreciate all the guesses. Y'all did a really good job with that. And then thank you, Carlos, for sending your loadout. Well, again, today at episode 60, we're going to look at JTX Tools. It's a reload episode. He was all the way back in episode 26 where he shared his previous loadout with some Festool, with some pack out. And he shared with us that he was a general contractor from Southern California and primarily built single-family homes. Well, he sent an email along with his pictures that I'm going to read to you that basically says what this setup is and how he's using it. Where his email says, this is a mostly different setup. The toolbox carrier is called the MW1000. It has a MFT extension table for clamping down and working on items and materials. And then drawer slides that allow you to open and take out your boxes easily. And also my Vito Pro Pack wheeler to carry my hand tools. I've numbered the pictures for your reference. That's absolutely sweet. I love that. And then I will have another one to submit down the road as I'm running another setup currently. I'm always trying out new stuff, which I enjoy doing. And I always enjoy doing that as well. That's pretty obvious. I love trying out new stuff. So it looks like we're going to be looking at a Vito Pro Pack wheeler. And again, I haven't looked at these, especially since he numbered his pictures. I didn't have to spend any time looking at them. I always like looking at them kind of the same time as you guys. Sometimes I do have to go through them just to put them in order, but I don't spend a lot of time like dissecting them or anything like that because I want to try to look at them the same time that you guys are. So we're going to be looking at this MFT table, the MW1000, and then also this Vito Pro Pack wheeler, I think. So we're going to check them out, see if we've got questions for them about specific tools. Maybe you've been looking for a table like this, or maybe you just like the setup and you can picture yourself maybe running something similar, or you can adjust your stuff to kind of work the same way his is. Again, that's what we can learn from a reload episode. We already know what his trade is, but we can still learn the same kind of stuff. We're just not doing the guessing as much this time. But let's go ahead and jump into his new setup. So here is his Vito Pro Pack Tech Pack wheeler along with this table, the MW1000, I think it was what it was called. You can kind of see it set up in a dolly form, I guess is what it is right there. We'll go on to the next picture. So here he's got the top box with that American flag on there. He's got that taken off, and you're able to see that MDF type table right there with those bench dogs. We'll go on to the next picture. So here it is folded down. So basically what he's got there is a workstation from Festool. I assume it's all Festool stuff. That's got his boxes included in the bottom, but then it's also basically whenever you wheel it in, you can now turn it into a work table. Many of you have been talking about that new Ryobi workbench table that converts itself to a dolly and then also a workbench. I think maybe you can even use it as a miter saw stand or some other things like that. For the price, that's really not a bad outfit if it works very well. I don't have it. I don't have a clue about anything about it, but that's something similar to this, but not really similar. I'm not saying it's similar, but same kind of functionality. But this is obviously a little bit more impressive in that it's got the bench dog holes and it's all those kinds of things and works with his Festool stuff as well. So he's got that here. We'll go on to the next picture. So here he's showing how the slide comes on out to give him easy access to his boxes on the bottom. You can see that there. It looks like he's got some drill bits on the top. And again, some of these boxes are probably some of the same ones that we looked at back in episode 26. Moving on up to number 5. So here's the next one. It slides on out from under the table. So if we go back and look, you can see how all these are just coming out because his wheels are kind of staying in that same location. So it's very convertible, it seems like to me anyway. So move on to number 6, getting inside the drawer. So there he's got the EC Tech from Festool. It is a CXS18 is what that part number is on that. So think about, for me, I'm looking at that thinking Milwaukee installation driver, type tool, but again, I'm sure that Festool probably works extremely well. He's also got some deckmate screws, 2.5 inch, some tech screws. Looks like some nut drivers up there as well. So several things inside of that box there. Here we've got also a TPC 18-4 from Festool, and he's got the Diablo spade bits up there. I've got that same exact set inside my drawer. That's kind of the set that they run on like Black Fridays, Christmas, and stuff like that, and you can catch them on quite a deal a lot of times for pretty cheap if you get there right at the exact time when they drop them. So he's got those tied up there on the top. That works out really well, it looks like. He's also got some of those wall anchors that are the toggle bolts that have kind of like the zippets on them, that where you can pull those through. I like those a lot better than your old toggle bolts, because once you pull that bolt out, that anchor stays in place and you're able to continue to use those. Picture number 8 looks like his multi-tool, also a Milwaukee. That's interesting. I guess that's like a rotary tool, and he's got it painted black. So that's kind of like a Dremel type tool right there, because that's the kind of bits he's got up there in the top. So that looks pretty nice. And then I like how that oscillating tool there also has like a plunge cut type base for it. That's pretty sweet as well. Going up to number 9. So this is the top box, I think, that was on the top of his table, because it's got that American flag. You can kind of see that a little bit down there at the bottom on his lever to open and close it. So that's kind of probably just a bin for catch-all stuff. We'll see maybe on the next pictures. Maybe it will show us something. So there's the Tech Pack Wheeler. We're starting to go through that at number 10. There's the outside. He's got the vinyl gloves. Also maybe some booties or something like that. Maybe that's what the blue is there on the outside. We'll move on to the next picture. Here's all his tapes. So we got blue, yellow, green, white, red, black, and then also painter's tape, Teflon tape, electrical tape back there behind there. Also, it looks like at the very back. Pink pen. I can't remember what the specific name is for their pens. I think I've got a black one. I've got a red one. They work really well, and they don't dry out very fast. Like mine are still, I've had mine for probably almost a year now, and they still work just as the day I bought them. So they work really well. Also looks like he's got another marker and then probably a mechanical pencil. Going on to this side, looks like we've got some super glue inside there. Also some batteries, flashlight of some kind that looks like maybe a Husky emblem right there. I could be wrong, but that's what that looks like, is a Husky emblem inside there. Oh, now we got them all out. So there's everything that we just looked at. If you see anything that I missed, so there's the Stanley 25-foot, one of the auto lock type, or the lever type, I guess, not necessarily auto lock, but lever lock. Let's see. I think I saw everything in there. I don't think there's anything in there that I didn't catch. He does have wire nuts and all those again, but we're not necessarily guessing on him. We know that he's a general contractor. So we'll go on to the next one. Looks like he's got a lot of Icon tools. So he's got some of the new Icon, the Talon grip pliers. He's also got some flush cuts. He's got the twin grip style. Let's see. I'm not real sure what the middle ones are there. I guess they're probably just your standard type plier with a slip joint. And then it looks like he's also running some Knipex down there in the bottom, but those are Icon pliers wrench as well. So he likes the Icon tools. Then he's got PB Swiss screwdrivers. Also looks like a bunch of insulated blades down there, and I'm going to assume we're going to see some of these out since we just saw the others, so I'm not going to dig into it like crazy. There's a Festool miter saw back there in the background as well. So here we go. Yeah, we'll go top left, moving to the right. So he's got dual as the pliers with the protective jaws. Those are also a Knipex variety. And then we got the pliers wrench from Icon, Milwaukee strippers, dual cobras, diagonals, Icon, and then twin grip Icon. I don't know what their technical names are, so I'm just going to call them the Knipex names. Flush cutters Icon, then you got just a pair of combination like slip joint pliers, and then the Talon grips. We go on over. He's got a set of snips, also some nippers, and a bigger set of cobras from Dual. Go on down. He's got some sockets, also a Pittsburgh ratchet and some extensions. I'm not sure about that adjustable wrench there. I wanted to almost say maybe the Fujiya or whatever it was brand I was looking at, but I don't think that that's it. I'm not real sure what that one is there. Zip ties galore. Let's see, the Klein, either 14-in-1 or 27-in-1. It's always hard for me to tell if I don't see those side by side. He's got the Weehaw insulated or Vera insulated ends up there to hold your screws. PB Swiss ratcheting screwdriver, the PB Swiss coin tool, I think is what they call that. A couple different dedicated drivers that are tang through, and then the PB Swiss insulated. So all those insulated blades were PB Swiss. So he likes PB Swiss screwdrivers, which I'm going to be honest with you, the red handle on the PB Swiss, I really like those. I like the texture of them. I like the feel. I bought that ratcheting screwdriver that I gave away. I don't care about the insider handle that much. It's the same shape as the PB Swiss, but it doesn't have that texture that those red ones have. I do like the red ones, but maybe one day I'll buy me a set of dedicated ones or something like that, because again, it's just not worth it to me to buy the ratcheting screwdriver. I'm not going to use it that much, but he's got all those right there. And then also a hammer down there. So let me zoom back out. Moving on to number 16. So here is the other side of the bag, looking down in that. And again, I'm going to assume we're going to see these out in a second. So you can kind of eyeball in there. Looks like we've got some Klein testers. We've got a, looks like a square of some sort, stud finder, non-contact voltage tester, spring tool, magnetic pickup tool, all those kinds of things here. So we've got up there at the top left, some sort of small screwdriver. That actually might be like a small razor blade holder or something. I'm not real sure. He's got a little small Pica, looks like a awl of some sort. Looks like an ice pick almost. It's pretty nice looking. He's got a torch, a little butane lighter type torch. Also a Home Flex. I'm not sure what that is. Bosch laser distance measure. Some, let's see. I'm not sure what kind of spray that is. Bug, and I guess maybe bug spray. Ninja MDF, some kind of spray. Maybe it's for some sort of adhesive type spray or something. I can't read what that says down there at the bottom, but anybody knows what Ninja MDF is, you can let us know. Also, he's got a clamp meter, Milwaukee torpedo level with the different vials, different angles and stuff on there. Klein circuit breaker finder. Again, really good for the price on that. The wall board, I think it is, maybe up there on the all-in-one type stainless painter's tool. Also a stud finder, looks like the Franklin sensor. Let's see, scissors, some rope, some wood glue, small hacksaw, a couple different little spring tools, magnetic pickup tool. Again, all those things that we've seen before. We'll move on over to 18. Actually, 18 is his name. There's his name. So again, here is the tools in one side of his bag. We'll go on. There's the tools in the other side of his bag. We're going to see the ones that are in kind of the outside of his bag, hanging on the outside, those kinds of things like that. The outside of his tape and all those kinds of things. And then the interesting thing to me is this workstation. I don't have any Festool sustainers, so it doesn't interest me in any way. But it is a pretty sweet looking setup, I think, in my opinion. The fact that you can go from packing in all your stuff as if it's on a dolly and then set up a workstation to clamp stuff. Like if I was doing trim and doing doors and, you know, all that kind of stuff like that, it'd just be a nice setup to be able to do some work on, because you're already carrying in your tools anyways. Why not have a workstation on top of that? So again, there is his bag. And then also that setup, or the MW1000 station, kind of put up in that dolly position. But there you go, guys. There is JTX Tools' new setup with his MW1000 MFT table. Again, I think that that's pretty slick. It would be awesome if Milwaukee would come out with something like that, because, again, I'm not in Festool, so that doesn't interest me as far as to buy that specific model, but it does interest me if Milwaukee was to come out with something like that. There's a lot of situations in the work that I do where it'd be pretty sweet to be able to clamp down stuff. I mean, right now I'm doing a bunch of window casing and door casings, and I'm having to biscuit cut and pocket hole and all those kinds of things. And it'd be really nice if I just had somewhere where I wrote in my tools, and then boom, there you go. I've got a workstation on top of that. So really nice setup. If you're in Festool, you might have more questions than me about it. Maybe you've got some questions about his Vito Pro Pack wheeler as well. I know a lot of you are looking into getting a wheeler for the spring promos hype bag. So maybe you've got some questions that you're wanting to get answered before you pull the trigger on that. Make sure and drop those down below as well. Again, we don't have to guess on this one. We know that he is a GC from Southern California. And again, he said he primarily builds single-family homes, and they're typically single-story, if I remember right, by his answer on episode 26. But again, I hope this video was interesting. Hopefully you learned something. As always, you guys stay safe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.